CLA, Conjugated Linoleic Acid. Now, if you believe everything supplement manufacturers tell you, then you'd be thinking this stuff could melt about 14 pounds of fat off you a day and replace it with 14 pounds of muscle. But unfortunately, it's not quite the case. I don't know why it's one of the most hyped up fatty acids or even supplements, full stop, but it is, and it's sold. Well, that's why it's sold by the hog load. So a manufacturer will tell you that CLA is very good for retaining muscle mass while in a sort of cutting cycle. So when you're in calorie deficit, it protects muscle mass and helps you lose the fat but keep the muscle. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Now, in terms of fat loss, it works by sort of regulating a receptor or not regulating the receptor, but it works by interacting with a receptor that regulates fat burning. That's supposedly how it burns fat. So when you think about it, and that mechanism, that should really work. But the body is a funny thing, and it has these regulating mechanisms for a reason. And a few grams or a few milligrams of a fatty acid don't tend to make it sort of upsticks and change its entire pattern. Now, other supplements can do that. They can stimulate, trigger different things in the body to make them happen. But fatty acids, or one type of fatty acid that doesn't seem to work that well, is CLA. Despite it being hyped up by everybody in the industry and even a lot of people who train, work out, engage in bodybuilding, they seem to support it. Now, I'm not the sort of person who just says science is everything and empirical data is nothing. It's just that in this case, there's been a bunch of studies about it, and it just doesn't come out with any kind of glaringly obvious benefits. That yes, some say that it works a little bit, some say it doesn't, and the ones that do say it works aren't particularly impressive result-wise. So I'm not gonna completely bash it. I think it might have some effect if you are receptive to those effects. If you have a lot of these receptor cells, for example, that regulate fat burning mechanisms, maybe that's how it works for some people and not others. Again, it probably fits into my category of, if you haven't tried it, try it and see what works, see whether it works, and control all other variables of your supplementation and see whether your fat burning increases or your sort of muscle retention through a cutting cycle is more impressive. But really, you have to know a hog load about yourself, and all your measurements have to be spot on to really know that stuff anyway. But like I say, try it out if you haven't, and let me know, because I'm really interested.